I'm very excited because we got a great guest with us. PJ O'Rourke is a political satirist. He's a best-selling author and columnist. He pokes fun at both sides of the political spectrum. Take a look at his new book. It's called None of My Business. PJ explains money, banking, debt, equity, assets, liabilities, and why he's not rich and neither are you. Congratulations on the new book. PJ O'Rourke, welcome back to Good Day L.A.
Oh, it's good to be here.
This is your 19th book, I think?
19th book.
Yeah, so you've reported all over the world. You've reported on war zones. You've reported on a lot of super complicated things.
Yeah.
And you say the financial world, what's happening with money, is just as complicated as anything. How do you break it down? What are sort of the big takeaways from this book?
I think basically we have gotten ourselves into a new economic paradigm that is disastrous. We have these like strange mutant corporations that, 20, 30 years ago, you looked at the top 5 corporations in America. You knew what they made, you knew what they did, you used what they made and did. Mm-hmm. And now you look at them and what is Amazon? It's a glorified yard sale. What is Facebook? It's a weaponized community bulletin board, if that, What do these people do? What service do they, Google, it's like the Great Library of Alexandria after it burned down. They're searching through the ashes.
But they would say that there's maybe some value in all of those things, too.
Apparently there is.
Life easier for a lot of people. Facebook's and Google increased communication between people?
It has in the worst possible way. Whose bright idea was it to put every idiot in the world in touch with every other idiot?
Well, speaking of that, you also talk about apps. We want to put this quote on the screen. It says, we'd like to develop an app that gets rid of all apps, a no-app app. Call it a napp.
This may be just me speaking as a 70-year-old grump, But I asked my daughter, I've got teenage daughters, and I asked my teenage daughter, I said, okay, defend social media. Defend it for me. And she said, Dad, I can't. It's horrible. She said, I'm tangled up in it, but it's horrible. And what it's like is like having an endless sleepover. She said, with all the people you know, not just the people you like, but all the people you know, whether you like them or not, and they won't go home.
But this is the world that we live in. You can't put that genie back in the bottle, so how do you survive in this world?
Well, I survive by living way out in the country in New Hampshire with frequent power outages, as far away from the things that I cover as possible.
Well, speaking of social media, one thing you write about is President Trump and his use of social media.
Yes.
Again, today we see him tweeting out about Brett Kavanaugh's accuser for the first time. What do you make of that?
Well, we have created a world where there is more communication than there are things to communicate. I want to take like a radical position on the Kavanaugh controversy. Having no facts, I have no opinion.
Wow. Why would you say? How can you say that?
Well, that is, all television commentary would come to a stop, wouldn't it? If we all sat around and said, I don't know, me either. I got the slightest.
And another thing you do is you also talk about both parties. One quote that you've said in the past, the Democrats are the party that says that government will make you smarter, taller, richer, and remove the crabgrass on your lawn. Mm-hmm. The Republicans are the party that says government doesn't work, and then they get elected and prove it.
I stand by my words.
So where do you see us going from here? We're about to have this big midterm election as America decides between these two parties.
Yes, and trading one bag of snakes for another. I think that the Republicans are going to get wiped out in November, and they got it coming. But they're going to get wiped out by people who don't really seem to understand anything about economics in particular. I mean, I'm sorry, Karl Marx, I'm sorry, Lenin, I'm sorry, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You cannot take the profit motive out of people's lives and replace it with some government bureaucracy. It doesn't work that way. Everybody looks to profit. Even virtuous people are piling up treasure in heaven.
And that's part of what you will learn in None of My Business. His new book is out now. Congratulations on that. And we'll look for you tonight on Real Time with Bill Maher as well. PJ O'Rourke, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Welcome.
We'll be right back.